This is Krafts with Kathy at McCord Library, and today's project is a Winecork tissue box cover. What I need is my tissue box. I chose the boutique size because it's square. I have my container of corks from different places, my glue gun, extra sticks for my glue gun, and my table protection. I spent time figuring out the layout for my box, and it is 3 corks wide on all the sides, and I will proceed to glue these together to make a square. Now my wine corks on the bottom row will be glued on the circular flat end, and I will just stick them together. Now be aware that if your cork has writing on it, you want to make sure that that is all going the right direction, and you line them up. I will go all the way around and make my base, and it will start to dry. Now, having used a glue gun before, I know that I can pull these little strings away later after everything dries. Now there, I got a little too much glue on, and it was starting to stick to my base. Okay, I now have all 4 sides of my box glued together, and I will take my tissue box just to make sure that it's all going to fit. This is called dry fitting, so you can make any adjustments that you need to before it's completely together. Now I am slightly off, so we'll just move my box a little bit and we'll glue it together. So I'm putting a little glue there and sticking it. You'll get the hang of the glue gun with time. Because my corks have decorative writing on them, I am trying to keep them so you can read what's on them. And I have my box. Now I'm just going to take the rest of my corks and continue building upward on these, on the bottom layer. So I'll just run a bead of glue and stick another cork on. I only want to do like 3 at a time so the hot glue stays hot. And I'm just going to work my way all the way around, and I will be back in a moment. Hi, I'm starting to lose my glue, so I will put another glue stick in there to start warming, and I'm starting to make my box. So we need to keep it squared off, and so you just squeeze some glue on there, once again keeping the corks so you can read them. Now in the written directions it tells you to figure out how many corks you need and have them ready when you start. So I have laid some out to the side here to make sure that I have enough. Once I get all the way around, the last cork, you have to kind of fiddle it in a little bit. You want to try and keep your walls straight. And you can line up the corks, the seams of the corks. Now, so I'm going to work on this inside. Sometimes I put just a little dab near the seam. And this is the one that sometimes you have to just kind of stretch a little to get in there. I'm going to continue this all the way up, but I want to make sure that my box still fits. Now this is a little bit tight for my box. I probably should have made it a little bit bigger, but it will work. Welcome back to Krafts with Kathy, part 2. I ran out of corks. I did not guesstimate my number needed properly. So now I have my glue gun heated up, and I am going to continue putting corks around another 2-3 layers. And then once I get that done, I will come back and show you how to do the top. We're back, and now I have finished my sides, and I am going to make my logs that go across the top. So I will glue the ends together and possibly put a little too much hot glue on that one, but it's sticking. And there is my one log for across the top. So now I will continue building. Try to be aware of where your words or your pictures are on your cork. Ooh, a little too much glue there. Once it dries, you can burn yourself with the glue, so I always suggest that you be very careful, and if you need help, ask for it. My last log. And I have had to put more glue sticks in my glue gun as I work. Okay, so now we are going to attach them to the top of my tissue box cover. And remember, folks, this is a first effort. Takes a little bit of practice with this stuff. You don't want it to stick to your tissue box. You want to be able to pull the tissue box out and replace it with a new one once it is empty. There's our one side, and now I will attempt to get this out on this side. And just hold these in place a little bit to let the glue harden. There are two different types of glue guns, hot glue and cool glue. It makes a difference to your fingers and sometimes your material. You can melt styrofoam and stuff like that if you're not careful with your temperatures. As a finishing touch, I am going to place a cork on each end to kind of tie it together. Remember, no two crafts ever come out the same. If I was making this at home, I would take a ribbon, a wider ribbon, and just tie it around the middle, tie a bow, and then after this is completely dry, just pull off all the strings from your glue gun, and you have witnessed the first ever tissue box cover made out of wine corks here at the library. Join us next time. Thank you.